Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most chilling and misunderstood chapters in American history, the Salem witch trials. Get ready to uncover a story filled with fear, paranoia, and a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of injustice. Imagine living in a world where superstition was rampant, and a community's anxieties could explode into mass hysteria. That's exactly what happened in the small Puritan village of Salem, Massachusetts, way back in 1692. It all started innocently enough. Or so it seemed, with a few young girls exhibiting strange behaviors, uncontrollable fits, screaming and contorting their bodies. Today, we might attribute these symptoms to various medical conditions or psychological stress, but back then, the explanation quickly turned supernatural. They believed these girls were bewitched, tormented by unseen forces, and soon, accusations began to fly. The first to be accused were often society's outcasts, a Caribbean slave named Tituba, a homeless beggar, Sarah Good, and an elderly, impoverished woman, Sarah Osborne. These weren't powerful figures. They were vulnerable individuals, easy targets for a community grappling with economic hardships, religious fervor, and a deep-seated fear of the devil's influence. What started as a trickle of accusations soon became a flood. The girls, who became known as the afflicted girls, gained immense power, their testimonies often based on spectral evidence. Seeing the accused spirit tormenting them were largely accepted as truth in court. Think about that for a second. How do you defend yourself against an invisible attacker that only your accusers can see? It was an impossible situation. The trials themselves were a terrifying spectacle. Accused individuals, often respected members of the community, were pressured to confess, sometimes enduring harsh interrogations and even torture. A confession, even if false, offered a slim chance of survival, as it implied repentance and a return to God. Denying the accusations, however, was seen as defiance and further proof of guilt. Many who steadfastly maintained their innocence were swiftly condemned. The paranoia wasn't confined to Salem Village. It spread like wildfire to surrounding towns. Families turned on each other, neighbors became suspicious, and the legal system, which should have protected its citizens, became a tool of oppression. Ministers, judges, and ordinary people were all caught up in this terrifying whirlwind, their judgment clouded by fear and a fervent belief in the reality of witchcraft. One of the most heart-wrenching aspects of the Salem witch trials is the sheer injustice. Over 200 people were accused, and of those, 19 were hanged on Gallows Hill. One man, Giles Corey, was pressed to death with heavy stones for refusing to enter a plea. Many more died in prison awaiting trial due to the brutal conditions. These were not evil sorcerers. They were innocent men and women, fathers, mothers, and children, caught in a nightmarish web of suspicion and fear. Among the accused were remarkable individuals like Bridget Bishop, the first to be tried and executed, known for her independent spirit and colorful attire, which already made her stand out in the conservative Puritan community. Then there was Martha Corey, a respected member of the church, whose skepticism about the girls' claims ironically led to her own accusation and execution. The trials even extended to animals, with 2 dogs being executed as suspected accomplices. The Salem witch trials finally began to unravel when prominent ministers and magistrates started to question the validity of spectral evidence. Increase Mather, a highly influential Puritan minister, argued that it was better that 10 suspected witches escape than one innocent person be condemned. His intervention, along with others, began to shift public opinion. By late 1692 and early 1693, the courts stopped accepting spectral evidence, leading to a dramatic drop in convictions. Governor William Phips, whose own wife had been accused, eventually dissolved the special court and pardoned those still imprisoned. The nightmare was finally over, but the scars remained. In the years that followed, many of the jurors publicly apologized for their role in the trials, and the Massachusetts General Court eventually annulled the convictions and offered financial compensation to the victims' families. It was a long and painful process of reckoning, but an important one. So, what lessons can we draw from this dark chapter? The Salem witch trials stand as a powerful cautionary tale about the dangers of mass hysteria, the fragility of justice in the face of fear, and the ease with which scapegoating can take root. It reminds us of the critical importance of critical thinking, due process, and protecting the rights of the accused. especially when popular opinion demands swift judgment. It's a story that continues to resonate today, prompting us to examine our own biases and to question narratives that rely on fear and division. It teaches us that true strength lies not in conforming to baseless accusations, but in upholding truth, justice, and compassion for all. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through history. I hope this exploration of the Salem witch trials has given you some valuable insights. If you found this video thought-provoking, please hit that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating historical events. Your support means the world to me. See you next time.